Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Copper Dragons here, and I'm going to be playing some more Slime Rancher. So let's hop right in and continue the game. Now keep in mind, I know that I haven't found every slime variant in the game, but I think that this might be a good point in the game to actively um to um end the series. I think that it might be a good point. Uh, because, well, frankly, I think I'm about to get to a good point in the game where it actually actively gives me like a good ending, if anything. Um, so yeah. Um, Now keep in mind, I have the Gordo snare from, I believe, a video or two right next to me, and said that there's some um, Gordos here. Um, so I might want to try and look up some meat variants. I'm going to turn off my mic. Alright, now the main thing I wanted to do is just try and find a Boom Gordo, which is like one of the only few that I can find here. But actually, there's a Quantum Gordo, which can actually eat fruits. So I might want to try and grab as many fruits as possible. Just for the Gordo here, for the Quantum. So that way I can try and, get as much out of it as possible. Maybe it drops a key. If it doesn't, I'm going to try and collect some of the meat variants here. So that way I can, actively try and, I guess, open up the gate. Since that's the one thing I know I need the most of, is just to open up the gate with a key. Since, the keys are actively the one thing I need to get to a good stopping point in the game. Now keep in mind, I don't know if this video will be the last one I make on Slime Rancher. I honestly can't say. But if what I think is in mind will happen, then yes, it'll be a good stopping point. Otherwise, no, it won't happen. So yeah. Let's just try and get over here and just open up this gate and just see what I can do. Since, I need to try and find Gordo slimes. I need more fruits. Come on. I just need to try and find as many as possible. You know what? Might as well just try and wait, actually, might want to try and find one of those gate switches. Then open up the gate. Yeah, this place is like a maze, if anything. And that's easily my least favorite part about this area, is that it's like a maze. Like a borderline impossible maze. If I just didn't guess where everything is. Alright, I think that the Gordo is like somewhere around here. I think it mentioned it was around here. So let's just try and find wherever it is. Alright, I think it's close to here. Hopefully I can find it and, get it to burst. Before I run out of time in this video. I think it has to be, like, up here. Let's try and use my jetpack to glide up. And just try and find that Gordo. Wherever it's at. I have no clue where to look for it, if I'm being honest. You know what, let's just try and use my jetpack to glide up here. Let's rest a little bit. Alright, I gotta take out this car. I think that killed it. Alright, hopefully I can get up now. Nope, I can't. Yeah, that really sucks. Because I can't get past this wall. Until more of my jetpack recharges. Alright, there we go. Let's just try and fire some of this stuff. Because I'm gonna need as many fruits as possible. Okay, that's meat berries. I'm gonna try and get some of those too. I don't know where any stuff is. I hope I can find the Gordo that I've been looking for. Alright, let's try and look through here, I guess. I don't know where that Gordo is. Let's just look through here. Because might as well. Alright, I gotta try and find those weird plates that I can glide across. Since that's the one area I know I gotta go to. Let's just try and find anything and everything to get out of here. Okay, there's a car right here. I gotta burst them. Since, they're kind of dangerous. Now, I gotta try and find the one, at least one of the Gordos here, so that way I can escape. Wait, is that... Oh, I thought that was a hunter slime there for a second. Yeah, I want to get back to my ranch so that way I can put these quantum slimes up. But either way, I want to try and find the Gordo that I know should be here, or at least close by. Since there should be a Gordo somewhere around here. Alright. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Come on. I've been trying to look for a while to try and find a key. You know what? If I don't find a Gordo here, I'm just gonna drown myself, get back to my ranch, just see what I can do from there. Maybe I can, do something, but I don't know. Gordo's through there, but that's a wall back there. So might as well just try and drown myself. Then just get back to this area whenever I get the chance. Since there's clearly nothing out here. Alright, time to jump into the water. I know I lost some quantum stuff and some quantum slimes and a bunch of other stuff too, but might as well. Since I don't have much else I gotta do. Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording to look at the Gordo map again. Alright, it seems like there's some in that feral path area. I'm gonna collect a lot of pogo fruit since I think that, there's some, honey slimes out there, and, honey slimes do eat this stuff, fruits. Might as well try and grab some vegetables, just in case, if I need them. Because you never know what I'm gonna need. And I'm also gonna grab some hens too, since I might be eating those as well. Alright, let's just try and head out. I think that the feral path is... Yep, it's through here. Let's try and look for it already. So that way I can get a Gordo. These next two videos should be the last one, come to think of it. The last ones for this entire playthrough. Because frankly, I'm just outright done with Slime Rancher. I know that I, wanted to try and collect every slime variant there is, but I just don't think it's going to be possible. Because I've spent so much dedicating so much of my life to this game, And honestly, it's just taken so much out of me that I don't want to deal with it anymore, to be perfectly honest. You know, if I have to, I'm gonna drown myself. If I need to, if time so calls for it. You know, um, like, mostly due to the fact that I just don't really, want to, like, I should be able to keep the key. That's all that really matters to me right now. It's just getting a key and just getting back to that area with the, ruins to try and get back to wherever I need to. I don't care about unlocking any other doors, to be perfectly honest. I really don't. So yeah. Honestly, I don't know how to get back up the log. I really don't. So that's the main reason I'm gonna have to drown myself whenever I find the last Gordo that I need to. You know, if it's still out here anyways. You know, and if I can find it, that is. I just don't know exactly its location, let alone how to get to it. I think it should be around here. So let's just try and find it. You know what, let's collect some of these mint mangoes. It's a honey's Gordo sit. And since honey Gordos eat love mint mangoes, I'm gonna try and feed it some of that. So yeah. Let's just get up here. Alright, the honey Gordo is not up here. That really sucks. Because, frankly, I need another Gordo. Wait, maybe it's back here. Never mind it. It's not back here. Okay, I noticed that there was like a feral, one. So let's just try and look for that. Okay, it said it was by the feral path. Which is just a little bit ahead. It should be all the way up here where that one thing is, that one crater, whatever it is. So let's just try and look for that. However I'm supposed to, you know? Alright, I'm pretty close to the feral path already. I think I gotta try and collect some meat variants. I don't know what its favorite food is, to be perfectly honest. So yeah. That's gonna be a bit of a difficulty. I don't know what hunter slime's like. Maybe I can find it out, but who knows. I got 2 hens, so that's good. If I need to, I'll feed it that. Alright. Let's just try and keep looking for that hunter slime already. Well, hunter Gordo. These are hens right here, so I'm just gonna collect as many as possible to feed to the hunter slime. Well, hunter Gordo. So that way I can just try and keep moving. Crap, I gotta get up. And that led me back to the ranch. Crap. Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording. Alright, it says that I have to head, wait, actually, let's feed my slime, since they're gonna need some food. And also I'm trying to free up some space, so that way I can collect as many hens as possible. And it says that it's highly camouflaged, and then I might have to look for it on top of some mushroom or something. I don't care about this. I just want to try and, you know, get as much food variants as possible. I don't really care about much else. I just really want to get to the hunter slime already and just try and see what I can do past that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to this area over here. So that way I can just try and move on. And just try and end this series. You know, so that way I can just move on to other games. I know that I wanted to try and continue this series for as long as possible. I just don't think that's gonna work anymore. Since keeping a series going for that long really isn't good for my health, especially with some of the stuff that the series that is emotionally tied to personally for me. Um, so yeah, let's just try and get over here. I don't want to risk these hens and briar hens and stony hens getting lost, considering they're my only sources of meat that I have left. Um, so let's just try and head through and just try and get out of here. Um, all right. It said that I have to follow, like, go to the, moss path, like the feral path or whatever that is. But yeah, I'm gonna try and collect as many meat types as possible, just in case. I don't think I have enough, but still. I'm gonna try and collect as much meat variants as possible, since I think that the hunter slime eats those. Alright, I just have to continue to the moss path, and the feral path. Since that's the one area I know I gotta go to. Alright, here's the feral path. And it said that there was like some area with mushrooms that I gotta look for, to find the hunter slime, or whatever. Alright, I gotta try and collect all this stuff. But yeah, let's just try and collect the key. Now there's, like, I think it said that there was, like, some big mushroom or something that I gotta look out for. So let's just try and find that. Wherever it is. I don't know where to look for. Alright, I'm gonna pause recording. Alright, I know where the path is now. It said that there was, like, some weird pathing. I know where to go now. I just gotta get back to the start. Where I initially came from. I looked up a guide. Yeah, I know that makes me look like a noob, but still. It was for the better. So that way I could actually get all this done. Alright. I think that it might be around here. But either way, let's just try and keep looking. I think that actually, it's through here, where this feral path is. I think it mentioned that I had to jump up here, and that I had to have the jetpack, which I already got, like, way earlier in the series. Let's collect some of this hen stuff, these meat variants. Alright. I think that I have to, try and make my way over here. I think that's what it said. Then, just try and do everything I can here. Alright. I think that it said that I could take this path. But I could also, be a little bit daring and just try and jetpack across, but knowing me, I would probably fail. Alright, I gotta be careful and just try and make my way through. Alright, let's just try and get over to that Gordo slime. Man, this is a complicated way to get over to one Gordo slime. But either way, hopefully I can find it. Because I really want to get that key. Wherever it is. Okay, I think it should be around here somewhere. I think it might be around here somewhere, but I think it mentioned that it was difficult to spot. With this mushroom. I think the guide said it was, like, around here. Alright. Let's just try and look around a little bit. For that Gordo. I gotta look out for its eyes. Since that's an easy way to spot hunters. I just don't know what the Gordo looks like. Hopefully it's easier to spot. Okay, there it is. Alright, let's just try and get atop this mushroom. Okay, I'm doing pretty well. I gotta wait for this stuff to recharge, and then just try and get atop here. Okay, let's just try and feed this hunter slime already. Okay, I think that it mentioned that roosteroos were like, hunter slime's favorites. Yeah, probably won't have enough food. Yep, I don't. I think that was only like 30 out of the required 50. Either way, I'm gonna just try and gather up the remaining 14 like meat variants. Hopefully I can get them in a decent amount of time. Wait, here's some food. That's 2. I need 12 more. Alright, let's just drown myself. I should be able to get the remaining meat variants relatively easily. I should. You know, from the main area, you know, the one area out here, I should be able to. So let's just try and hunt for 14 hens. So that way I can have as much food as possible for the briar hen. You know, the hunter slime. Hunter Gordo, actually. You know, since that's the one thing I know I gotta do. Okay, I gotta try and collect 10 more. 9. Okay, that's 8 that I gotta collect. Okay, I got 6. 5. 3. Okay, I'm pretty close. I just gotta collect 2 more. Okay, that should be more than enough meat variants. Let's just try and collect them already. And then go back to that hunter slime so that way I can feed it until it bursts. And then I can actually, you know, just try and beat the game, or at least finish up the series. Since, you know, that one ruin area is like the one last, like it's just a perfect spot for an end, you know. So might as well just try and end the series there whenever I get the key. Alright, let's head back out to that one area that I know I gotta go to. Maybe I can get to the key, to that one keyhole again, like relatively easy. You know, let's pack some extra hens just in case. Let's pack like 10 extra. Since I'm gonna need as many as I can carry. Since I don't know, like, if my estimate was accurate, so might as well just try and see what I can do. Okay, I'm doing pretty well in terms of outright getting keys and getting resources. Man, I almost just lost all my hens. That would have sucked. Okay, let's just try and get out of here already. Just get to that Hunter Gordo. Since that's the one thing I know I gotta do right now. Okay, let's just try and keep moving. Just to get over to that Hunter Gordo. Alright. I know the path by heart by now since I've already traversed it. Like, I've literally just traversed it, so I know exactly the path I gotta go to. Okay, that was already the wrong way. Yeah, I've never been the best with directions. But still, I know this path really well. Okay, let's just... Okay, I know where I gotta go now. It's up here. Let's just go ahead and go. Alright. Yep, that isn't the path I need to go to. But actually, this is. So let's just try and get over to here. Try and glide across. I almost just failed. Oh my god, that almost gave me a heart attack. Just by nearly falling. I didn't want to spend like the rest of the video's length trying to collect more hens, you know, and then not even being able to rupture the Gordo slime, you know, like the thought of that alone almost gave me a heart attack. But either way, let's just try and get back to that Gordo and just try and rupture it. So that way I can actually get a key. Alright, let's just try and get up here. I should be able to do everything now. Let's feed it these hens. There we go. That's it rupturing now. Okay, there's the key I need. Oh my god. I can drown myself and just get back to my ranch quickly. I don't care that I lost some resources in the process. I just gotta get to that ruin area. Man. Day 56. Alright, let's go to that, to the ruin area. But actually, I'm gonna check and see how long I've been recording for. Alright, I can make a little bit of progress, so I'm gonna do that. And then end the video. I'm gonna turn off my mic though. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and just try and find a way to get back, to that ruin area, so that way I can actually try and finish up this playthrough. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this video. I doubt I will, knowing me. But yeah, I just want to try and finish up, and just try and unlock that gate with the key that I found earlier. But yeah, let's just see what I can do here. Yeah, I gotta try and recharge this, energy thing. I don't really care about, the remaining upgrades or blueprints that I haven't got. I really don't care. Especially not the slime variants that I haven't got yet in my ranch. I really couldn't care less. Because I just want to, you can just look them up for yourself or just play through your game. Your own copy of the game. I think the game, I think Slime Rancher's only like $20, I think. So you can just play through the game yourself if you really want to find out about all those other slime variants and stuff that I missed out on. But yeah, I pretty much essentially done everything that the game has to offer anyways. I already built up almost all of the, buildings, caught almost every slime variant, and basically just unlocked every major door, or at least I'm about to anyways. Maybe I can, do all this now, since, with that door, since I still have a lot of time left. So let's just try and see what I can do with it. Thankfully that the, plorts that I put in the door, thankfully that they still activate and don't ruin anything by just simply disappearing, So yeah, let's just try and see what I can do here. Let's just try and get through. Just try and get out. Hopefully I can just get back to that locked door with relative ease. But yeah, one thing I love about this ruin area is the fact of the sheer beauty that this area contains. That's easily my favorite part about this. It's just the sheer beauty in everything. The intricate detail put into just this one place compared to everything else. That's easily my favorite part about this one area. It easily has to be the most aesthetically pleasing to me, in my opinion. Now, that may change from person to person, but still. Alright, I think I have to go over here. I almost just risked it all by not waiting, for my thing to recharge. My jetpack. Either way, let's just try and get to that locked door already. So that way I can just try and finish up this playthrough. Alright. Also, the main reason a big reason I'm ending the playthrough here is Not only because I'm kind of getting bored with Slime Rancher, but also because, well, frankly, I just want to free up space on um, my series list, and well, this one had to go regardless because, like, at some point it did, and I'm just gonna have to do it early. So yeah, let's just try and climb my way back up. Since I'm gonna have to do that either way. Okay, let's wait for my jetpack to recharge. So that way I can get to that locked gate. This should be enough for me to get over here. Okay. Man, I'm so close to the end. Man. Oh man, I can't wait to finally unlock and figure out the secrets of this door. Oh man. Here we go. Time for me to figure out the end. This is so beautiful. I love the intricate detail here. Wait. I'm gonna have to collect some of those, plorts. Man, I wasn't expecting to do that, to do that. I'm gonna need, 5 of them, I think. So let's just try and collect as many as possible. I don't really care about anything else. I just want to finish all this up. So that way I can just get out of here. And just see what I can do. I'm gonna have to find some more of those weird phantom plorts. Phantom slimes or whatever they're called. And just see what I can do with them. Since, they're the only, like, slime variants I know, I gotta try and help out. Okay, they eat fruits. I don't really care about anything else, I just gotta get fruits. Wait. Phase? Lemon? Okay, that's not any of the food types I know I need. Wait, there's a vegetable. I can feed it to this, larger right here. And just create some of those weird things already. There we go. I got a quantity. I'm gonna need 4 more of them. Alright, if I just find some fruit trees, I can just, create the plorts I need, like, right away. So let's just try and see what I can do with them. I gotta try and find some fruit trees. Okay, here we go. And this should be more than enough fruit right here. Okay, let's just try and feed this slime. Okay, come on. I need more plorts. No! Stay up here with me, so I can collect your plorts, as many of them as possible. No! Okay, that was just one lost plort, but it should be fine. Okay, let's just feed these 2 slimes right here. Okay, there we go. I just need 1 more of these plorts, wherever I can get them at. There we go. Let's just go ahead and just try and get back to that gate. I don't care how I get back there. I just have to do it. Yeah, this is gonna be the end of the series. I can't wait. It's so close to the end. I can just taste it. Tastes kind of dry, considering... Well, it does make sense since this is ruined, a ruined area. So it only makes sense that it tastes a little dry. Man, let's go ahead and just try and open up this gate already. Okay, let's hope this... Yep, those plorts work. Let's just try and put them into these machines already. Okay, this is the last one. Alright, there we go. Is this thing gonna activate? Am I gonna get unlimited power? Please. Wait. What is this gonna do? Huh? What's going on? Are you kidding me? Does this do anything? Wait, a glass desert? Huh? I don't know what that did. Butterscotch teleporter. Let's just see what this is. Wait, this is a new area. Huh? I am so confused. I am so confused. Was that like a time machine or something? What the heck are you? Devilish slime? That's a gold slime. I'm gonna need you. Yeah, I'm just weirded out right now. I'm just confused on what this area is. Um, I can't be the only one who's confused right now. Can I? Um, let's just see what I can do here. You know what? I know that the series was a bit of a long one, but also a short one at the same time. But yeah, I wanted to try and, get as far as possible with the Slime Rancher. But hey, at least I made it this far. I think that this area might be guiding me somewhere. I just don't know where it's guiding me to. That's a new Gordo slime type. I don't care though. I just want to get out of here. Wait, what is this area? Huh. Seems like this leads me to somewhere new. You know what? I don't care. That's gonna be the end of. This is gonna be the end of this series. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.